All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adults of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Talkin Top Tier. I'm your host, always doing the most. They call me Tone the Boss. And we have a very special guest. He drove quite a ways to be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for ChiSongwriter.
Gang. What's up, boss? How you feeling?
I'm good. That's my question for you. Hold on. We got to establish some rules here. I asked the questions. How is you doing, bro? We just made some hits.
I'm blessed, and we definitely just made some hits. That was fun.
That was super dope, man. So like, man, we got to just jump right into it, bro. Like, so we've been friends on Facebook. How did that even, like, we've been friends on Facebook for a minute now.
I couldn't even. I want to say somehow, some way, it's probably because of K Young. Somehow, some way.
Yeah. Shout out DJ K Young.
Yeah, she's the plug.
Yes, super plug.
I think that maybe I saw you. I might have added you just like on some, like, she had posted some people that she rocked with or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like one of those times when the music was getting played on Sirius or something.
Yeah,
And I kind of like, okay, these people was all. If she rock with them, they must be good people to be connected to.
Yeah, she had managed me for a year. Being young, we go way back. Like she was part of my first Iowa Summer Jam in 2011, and we kind of been rocking with each other since then. But like we really worked heavily together in 2021. So
You said 2011?
Yeah, 2011.
Man, you've been grinding. It.
Oh
That's what's up.
yeah. It's been 15 years for me in this music thing, and I love it. And I'm getting better. I'm having more fun with it. I'm really finding my niche, I feel like. And my favorite thing to do is collaborations. And we got to do some dope work today.
Yeah, that was different. I'm happy. It's been a while since I've gotten to have that type of vibe, so that was fun.
It really brought me
easy.
back. Yeah, like way easy, way fun, and just going off each other's energy. And you come up with something, you say a word, and that word triggers something else in my brain. And like, there's nothing I feel like people can't accomplish when you put like two different brains together. But if you're just by yourself, you can only think so much. Like you need that spark of creativity that gives you something different and something new. So you definitely came with it. Let's talk about your journey. So today you drove in from Rockford, right?
Yeah.
Originally from Chicago, though?
I was born in Chicago, raised in Peoria, and then I just recently moved to Rockford for a little bit, for like a couple months, and then gonna be back in Chicago. That's the plan.
Nice.
But I've lived everywhere. I've lived in Atlanta and stuff like that too. So I've been kind of moving around. You know what I mean?
That's wild. What part of Chicago?
Where I was staying at was up north, but all my people from out west. You know what I mean? So
Okay. West Side.
They wild. So I just trying to stay out the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They say the west side, the deaf side. So I was born in Chicago. So I'm originally from South Side, low end, and I moved to Iowa at a young age. Like this is home. Like I let people know I'm born in Chicago, but I rep Iowa to the fullest because a lot of people don't want to rep Iowa. Like, no, I ain't from there. I'm from New York or whatever. And it's like, bro, you visited there, or like you were there till you were like 2, bro. Like that don't count.
We know your story, gang.
Right. So I try to rep Iowa as hard as I can. So when did you start? Like my first time seeing you live was at the Sound Social. I was DJing. Shout out Young Creatives, Riley Mobs. When did you start doing shows in Iowa? And I know you've toured, and like, let's get into it.
I think the first show I did, I want to say it was in Davenport.
Okay.
I don't remember what the venue was, but I want to say it was in Davenport first, and then I started doing stuff in Iowa City. So this probably would have been a good 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been kind of familiar with the scene a little bit as far as like the Iowa area.
Dope.
Where else have I been? I did see the Rapids before. I did the 319 Fest a couple times.
Okay. Shout out Jason Zabornik. That's what's up.
So I was on that, and then think that's I usually do Gabe's a lot in Iowa City, and then that's really it. I went out to Des Moines one time, but I was doing a pop-up shop for my clothing brand.
You got a clothing brand?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Tell
me about it.
There's layers to ChiSongwriter.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the clothing.
So I got 2 clothing brands. One I don't push as hard as the other, but the one that I push harder is Love Myself Clothing.
Nice.
Just focus on self-love and kind of pushing that vibe.
Positive affirmations.
Positive affirmations. So my thought process when I created, I have to go back. My thought process when I created the clothing originally was merch. I had an EP called Love Myself EP.
Nice.
And we created merch and we went on tour with it and we were selling it, and it was it was booming. I was like, people were buying, and I was like, wow, because it was my first time ever doing merch.
Yeah.
They kind of fell off for a while, didn't do it for a while, and then COVID hit, and just kind of looking for more ways to, without having like a day job, I was like, I need to find more ways to monetize what I do.
Yeah.
And monetize my talents so I can be able to survive.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go back into the clothing like that, really. And then it just, it worked very well. And so now it's not just merch, it's actually a clothing brand. So the whole idea now is just like when you wear it, it's a reminder to love yourself. And for someone else to see it, it's a reminder for them to love themselves.
Nice.
So that's the vibes.
Nice. Yeah. That's dope. I'm starting to see a trend in like where I'm trying to position myself with the with running a business, and it's like, you know, what do people need the most? Like, you know, I went to school for computer science because I felt like everybody will always need computers. Technology is always going to be updated. So I got a degree in computer science, and I've been doing music forever. Everybody needs music. Like, music is life. So,
right.
You know, that's important. But then I'm also seeing like, okay, outside of like food, you know, clothing. Everybody needs clothing. Like, everybody wants to have something different.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, the merch is genius. Like, I love myself. So now you're pushing a positive narrative, and you're giving something that people will always need, and then it helps you out. Like, you able to, everybody wants merch. Everybody wants something to take away from the experience in the show. So that's super dope. I'm rocking with that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's love for real.
Yeah. So how long you been doing music, or how old are you? Whichever question you prefer to ask.
I mean, I've been doing music for about 15 years.
Yeah.
So that should already give you a little idea of where are we going from there. And so, like, I started in high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So there you go from there.
Yep.
Add it up. If you know math. So,
might be around my age. You look way younger than me. So.
Man, that melanin doing me right.
Hey.
So when I started in high school, it was just me and my boy EJ, and we just kind of started making music, and was recording in his basement. He would make the beats, and then he would record it. He's a mastermind, really. Because he had so many talents that he would make the beats, and then we would write the songs, and then he would record it and edit it and stuff. And
nice.
Then on the other side, we would just put the songs out and kind of do on the marketing end. We didn't even know nothing about marketing, but we just was doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this is on like MySpace days.
Yep.
So we ended up having a song hit like 100,000 plays on MySpace.
Nice.
So we ended up getting a lot of like local love, and it was just really cool. When we did our first show, and it was like, I want to say, we was like 16 at a little high school club, and we had like 300 people come out. So I think that was the moment when we kind of was like, yeah, this can work.
This is it.
This is what we should do. Yeah. But it's not that the journey didn't stay like that all the time. So it's always up and down. That's the thing now. So yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So let's talk about some ups. I see you're on television making appearances. You do voiceovers. And then you've done tours. Talk to me about like that big changeover from you just doing music as a hobby to now you're, you know, getting paid and doing the shows and doing tours and stuff.
It was really COVID, you know what I mean?
Really?
Like, once again, I was sitting there, and I had like a serving job to kind of help take care of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I ended up losing that job. And in that moment, I sat there and was like, man, I was down a little second. I was like, I'm never letting someone just tell me I can't.
Yep.
You know, I'm not gonna let anybody fire me again.
Yep.
So then once I sat there, I was like, man, I got too many talents. What can I do? And I just started kind of thinking of ideas and putting it all together. And, you know, I ended up coming up with the clothing line, and I built my website, and I was doing, you know, actually I ended up writing a jingle for one of my friends from college. And so that was another thing. So now I have a jingle company.
Nice.
So I do that, and like, we do the jingle, me and my partner, Dan. We write the jingle, and then we like, you know, we end up shooting a commercial with me, Dan, and my guy Tyler.
Yeah.
And so we shoot the commercial. I do the casting, and then I do like, we'll get on set, and we come up with the concept.
Yeah.
For like we do it pretty much everything with 3 people. You know. So and then it's been really cool. So that really was a big transition. So like I said, it was really just sitting there and saying, I'm not letting that happen again, and I don't know if it just manifested even better, along with me just working hard. you know, really just thinking of ideas. And I have a consulting company, like a consulting brand I started too. So artists have always been, since I was like in high school, always asked me, how you do this, how you do that?
Yeah.
And but I was like, well, people are asking and I know how to do it. That's a good way for me I can teach and also make money. And I can, cause what I'm gonna teach you is gonna probably make you do better than me. Cause I'm a good artist. I definitely appreciate and know what I can do. But it's like, there's millions of people out here. There's people who are way better than me, way more talented. They just don't know the business.
Right.
So if they had to come to me and then let me teach them what I know, I can change their whole.
Hey,
you know what I mean? I can put
like
them in. I can put them in a position to know how to.
Yeah.
I can't make you do anything, but I can put you in position.
Yep. I can lead the horse to water. I just can't make him drink.
Exactly. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
That is cool. That is super dope.
I appreciate that.
Like one thing I've noticed is like COVID either really destroyed people or really made them build. It really put everyone's back into a corner, and it was make or break at this point. Some people didn't make it out of it financially like they should have. And a lot of people came up. And I think I didn't come up financially, but I definitely came up like with business intelligence and with drive. It definitely changed my life for the better. And it's crazy that I'm able to say that about a pandemic, but like, thanks to that, like we all either had to hustle harder or just realize this ain't working. And some things I realized wasn't working in my life thanks to COVID. So like, it was definitely an eye opener for everybody. So it made you hustle harder.
Yeah, it made me hustle harder, and you just made me think of something because I remember for my Love Myself EP, I have a song called I Own It. And that song is about manifestation.
Nice.
Right? And so on that song, I said, my vision 2020 mindset on the same year. That was 2016 or 17.
Yeah.
Pretty much just saying like, I'm finna change. It's gonna be crazy in 2020.
Yep.
And I didn't think about that till just now. I'm like, man, I really, and that's when my life changed for real.
Yeah. And you manifested
And
it.
I manifested it. And so
on a song about
Yeah. So I'm like, dang. So the power of words and the power of art is insane.
It is.
It's crazy.
Have you heard of it's a book and a mockumentary called The Secret?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's where I
just got put on that, like to the point where I made a song about it. Like it was just this last month, Lyrical TMG out in Waterloo. He's like, bro, if you don't watch this before you come to this session, the whole session is just gonna be you watching it, and you still gotta pay for the session. And it would have been worth it because I love it. I've been living my life by the universe and manifesting and like making things better and keeping positive energy for the last 2 years. So to actually see that this is well documented and proven, it's like I love it. Like I know I'm in the right place and working with the right people.
Yeah, I started actually following that in college. It was like I don't know how someone put me onto it, and I also was like really big into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So between that and then like The Secret, and I was like, man, this is crazy because I just you're just trying to find your way.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like once I found that, it's this the most consistent spirituality that I've had my entire life. Like as a kid, like my mom. Like she was in the the Christianity and stuff like that, but it wasn't. She was like pushing it on me. She kind of just let me know like Jesus is what we believe in, but she's not forcing anything on me, which I really made me be who I am in a sense, in a positive way. Yeah, because I have a freedom, more of a freedom, free thinker.
Yeah,
right?
And it allows you to choose and go off of what you feel is right. I like that.
And there was like no real like judgment on that, and I think that me growing up and starting to learn like okay. I started figuring out what I wanted to do. I mean, I had looked into being like a Muslim. I was like all that stuff. Like just trying to figure out what my path was. And like the most consistent thing that stands out the most for me was The Secret and just like law of attraction and the law of attraction and spirituality. But now I really have gotten deeper into numerology and angel numbers. Oh, man. Which they all kind of align. Yeah. So I have 222 and 333 tatted on me and stuff.
Really?
So and it's crazy because my mom passed away in 2019. So right before COVID, like December, you know. So this was like there was 3 years, a couple of days ago on the 3rd. Yeah. And so ever since that happened, I started seeing angel numbers, and it's just kind of. But basically, most of it's about like having a guardian and things like that. And so I kind of started seeing that, and that's when everything just kind of started going up.
That's crazy. So I got to talk about that because I've never talked about it, and it's something I'm at a point where I don't know if it's haunting me, and maybe you can help me, but I keep seeing the same number every day. It's 117.
Okay.
And that's the date that I met my ex-wife. So the my numbers is like 117 and then 10-7. So 10-7, it was weird. So I met my ex-wife January 17th, and her birthday is October 7th. My ex before her, which was like the love of my life, her birthday is also October 7th.
Dang.
I got 2 daughters, and my youngest daughter's birthday is in October. My other daughter's birthday is in July. So 10-7 and 117 are the most, like, and every single day I see something. Like, it's weird. Like, somebody yesterday, the time I saw it yesterday was he said, I'm buying tickets for a wrestling show. And I was like, what section? 117. I'm like, I could have guessed that. Today it was bank account. Something just got a deposit, $117. And like every single day, and it's something different every day. And it's now it's getting to like 2-3 times a day.
Let me show you how crazy the numbers is. I'm about to show him right now. Look.
What's
2.
Yep,
bro,
right
I'm telling
there.
you, when I see,
like it just happens.
It's literally,
and I'm like, am I manifesting
I'm in the right
this?
place in the right time?
Is that what it means?
And that's where we at. We at the right place at the right time.
Okay, I'll take that.
Today was good. Like what we created today it was really fun.
It was.
This was like I was telling you before, like a lot of people was like, oh, why are you going to Cedar Rapids? Like if I was to post right now, like I'm doing a podcast in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I'll probably get 20, 30 likes just off the fact of, oh, that's cool. It's just you doing stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But if I was like, oh, I'm doing a podcast in LA, I'm gonna get 300-400 likes, right? Or some stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when you actually break down your mindset and say, what's the difference?
Yep.
You can't. LA is LA. I get it, and also you can't take away from another place because there's just as many talent. I've been all over the country.
So this is crazy. I gotta interrupt this because today I'm literally supposed to be in LA doing an interview, and I posted about the interview like, hey y'all. Should I drop my responsibilities and go to LA and do this interview? But like, I was like, my responsibilities, like number one is my kids. Like I gotta make sure they're good. They're able to get back and forth to school, picking one up from daycare, and I'm taking care of them. Yeah. So it's like, all right, now I gotta argue with 2 baby mamas. But also I had a gig. I canceled a gig. So now I'm missing out on money and I'm spending money. Right. Then if I go to LA, like I don't want to just do this interview. I'm gonna bring a videographer. We're gonna shoot a video. Yeah, so now I'm gonna pay for that. Yeah. And then I got this mixtape dropping. And I have 3 studio sessions from the dates that I'd be in LA that I had to cancel. Like this wouldn't even been able to happen because I'm literally supposed to be in LA today doing an interview.
Wow.
So and
that's
then
so random I said that because I didn't know that.
Yeah, just randomly you just said LA and then literally I'm supposed to be there today. So what really broke it down, like I asked social media, everybody's saying yes. People are texting me. I'm asking people about things that ain't got none of like I text my financial advisor about something. I didn't even know he had me on social media. And he's like, yeah, that's a good move. Also, make sure you go to LA. I'm like, bro, I ain't even talk to you about that. Like, that's just, so I was like, everybody wanted me to go. And then like, it really took me sitting down, like what you just said with, whether I'm in Cedar Rapids or LA. So the person I was supposed to do the interview with is DJ Who Kid, who I have a mixtape with that's on the way. And I was like, this would be great for promo. However, me and Who Kid already did an interview. It just wasn't in person. It was during the pandemic, so it was over Zoom. And I felt like it got like 6,000 views. And I'm like, it should have got more than that because of who he is. So like maybe if it's in person, I'll get more. But it's like everybody that told me yes to fly to LA to do this interview, did y'all even watch the first one? Are y'all gonna watch this one?
That's a good thought.
Like, I was like, at this point, I'm gonna drop my bag on Christmas. I'm gonna get my work done. And then LA will be there. LA ain't going nowhere. The opportunities are always going to be there. And honestly, I'd much rather be sitting right here. What we did today with the music and doing this interview is more important to me than doing another interview with Who Kid right now.
What's man will be.
Yes, exactly.
So it's definitely a blessing. I'm glad you stayed.
Yeah, me too. So this was dope. And then what else is dope is like, I was really worried about missing my studio session, but this actually isn't dope. But my engineer got sick today. And instead, I had to work it.
Got sick, right?
Yeah, but no, because I got to work it, we really got to take our time, sit in the room, and vibe. Because when you text this morning, I was thinking like, damn, we really ain't gonna be able to write beforehand. the engineer's on the clock. I want to just go in and record while he's here. But because he wasn't here, we got to sit there, vibe out. What do you think it is? What if we try that bar? What if we changed it this way?
Yeah.
And like really break it down. Like it's really a full creative process that we got to do. So
I rocked with it. It was fun.
that was dope.
It's creative. I definitely think we made some creative stuff. So.
Yeah. So all right, we talked about the music. Talk to me about the tours. So what tours have you done? How did that come about?
I've done. I think now I'm at 6 or 7. I can't remember if I'm at 6 or 7 DIY tours.
Nice.
I might be off.
So DIY, that you
do it yourself.
You reach out to the venues. Yeah. You get the acts. You hit the cities. I love that.
We do our own. We book the venues. We invest our own money into it and stuff like that. So, the first few I really was doing more like. I want to say the first one I did majority Midwest. Most of these tours have been the Midwest, I would say. I just kind of stick into the Midwest just because it's cheaper and it's DIY, you know what I mean?
Transport, move around.
Yeah,
it's easier to go state to state, staying right in your region. And you can always go home at the end of the night if you have to.
Exactly. So then the next tour, after like 3 of those, and that was kind of like what we were doing was really like weekend situations where we would go out for like 3 days and then we would come home and then we'd go back out for 3 days and come home. That would be the vibes. Really staying on people's couches, like that vibe. And then the tour after that, I think, so where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe I'm at 6. Okay. I'm trying to keep up, but excuse me. So one of the most recent tours I did was with this artist named B. Henshaw, and he's popular on TikTok and Instagram. And like he's one of those like he's a social media influencer, and also an artist.
Nice.
So he gets a lot of views from just like rapping in the car, like that type of situation. So we ended up putting him on tour, and I was co-headliner with him, and just learned a lot from him about social media, and just like that was really cool. And I taught him a lot about just stuff I knew about the business. So it was really good exchange, and he became a good friend. He's a really good, cool dude. But we did shows in Colorado. We did shows across the Midwest. I went out to Pittsburgh, and we got to work on some stuff. I ended up shooting a music video out in Pittsburgh. Like, never been out there, but I have a mutual friend out there that's a producer I've had for 10 years. Like, and so it's like crazy how small the world is. Like that they knew each other, right?
They knew each other.
Yeah, they knew each other. Yeah. So it was real crazy how small the world is. Like, but yeah. So I mean that tour was. The most recent, and I think it was one that was different, where I had different responsibilities because I was a tour manager. I was really focusing on making sure everything was cool, and I partnered with a couple other people for that tour. And then the one right before that was all independent artists, and we just went on tours, like 5 of us, and we just went around the Midwest, and we did Oklahoma, we did Nebraska, Colorado. Where else did we go? I can't remember. But we did for both of these two last ones. We did like 10 shows in 14 days for like both of them. So eight shows in 10 days, or 8 shows in like 10 days for one of them, and then 10 shows in 14 days for the other one. So we really was getting that feel for what is it like to be on tour for real. Like there's no stopping in between. There's like you hit the show, you perform, you go to bed, you wake up and you move. But we didn't go to bed.
Right?
Like we just enjoyed every night, try to experience the town.
Dope.
So
that's so dope.
I mean, I gained a lot of followers just naturally interacting with people, and I feel like that was a big reminder of how to hit the ground running in the social media world.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I love that. That's so dope. So, all right. So, I'm gonna ask some questions that you can definitely avoid if you're not comfortable. But so I promote as well. So the way that I do mine, so I think there's like 3 different ways. So some of my shows is like, all right, venue pays me. And it's just like a decent amount where it's like break it even. But if venue pays me good, then I pay artists.
Right.
And then if the venue don't pay me, or like I don't get a percentage of the bar, and they have a door charge, then what I'm doing, because I don't like people's mentality on pay to play. Like I believe in the pay to play system. I've paid to play plenty of times. But people like look down on it like, oh, I don't pay to play. And it's like, you got to start somewhere, and like putting all this shit together ain't free or cheap. And it's a lot of time and energy And there's so much that goes into it, and so much if it goes wrong, you're going to look at me then, but you didn't invest in it. So the way that I've restructured and rebranded how I do things for like my events for like Iowa Summer Jam is we do ticket packages.
Right.
So if you think you can sell only 5 tickets, cool. You're going to go on earlier in the day, you'll get your 5 tickets and you buy them up front at a discounted rate. So it's not you just pay for time. But then you want a headliner spot. Okay, well, headliner should be able to sell 25, 30 tickets.
Right.
So you would buy that ticket package, you perform later, and you get all these other perks with it.
Right.
And I always throw in like hella perks because I do graphic design and I do web design and, interviews and all that stuff. So like you'll get a big ass dope package if you buy this many tickets instead of pay for play.
Right.
So as a tour manager, what's your opinion on pay for play? What's worked for you and what's not worked?
Yeah, I think I've been trying. I want to get away from the pay to play, situation, just because I feel like I do understand both sides of it. I see it as an artist where it's like if someone has me to perform or like wants me to perform, I feel like, but I also am at a different level, like at a different point of like I am at a higher demand. Like I can do shows probably every weekend if I really wanted to.
Yeah,
which is that's just like kind of where I'm at.
Yeah,
versus like someone who rarely ever performs. It's not even getting asked to perform. So it's kind of like figuring out like what's your demand, right? So people be like, oh, I need to get paid to perform, but like you're not bringing anybody in your performance. It's not that good. So what am I paying for? You know what I mean? So so it's like trying to figure out. Everyone's trying to figure out what their value is in the situation, right? But I don't mind the pay to play idea of like the tickets. I think that's like a way where it's like, okay, if I charge you this amount, you're going to get this amount of tickets, so you're going to make money if you can sell them.
Yeah.
And so you're going to make your money and your money back, and it's like you never really sold, you never gave any money away. So it's like that's how I like that idea. I just think people still feel some type of way. They still think they're too good for it, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I respect
for
it.
you. Yeah, go ahead and find the
if
people
it's not your opportunity, it is what it is. Like I just say move on and just don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also I would love to try to find other ways to just like, because my goal really is to start throwing free shows. But there's not an easy way to do that without a venue believing in you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or someone believing in you and like saying, okay, we'll pay you out to throw this show. Because we're gonna make all our money at the bar. You know what I mean? Because we know we're gonna make the money. Like, because a free show, I can almost like I don't want to say I can guarantee, but I mean I can almost guarantee you're gonna do double or triple the numbers you normally
do. We're gonna bring
people
a big crowd.
You'll bring a big crowd.
Fun.
People don't want to spend money on they don't want to spend money on artists, I guess. Like unless they support you, but like if they're close to you, they expect you to get in for free. I understand it. I get it. Like, I'm a victim, and I'm also what's the word for it? A person who's done it as well. Like I have friends who DJ at clubs. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to let me get in here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But so I'm not sitting here like
I've been the same way.
You know what I mean? Like so it's like I could be hypocritical about it and but still be truthful. Like I know that I got friends who perform, and if they're doing a big show, like, yo, like you feel me? But then again, I have to sit down and think like, well, would I want them to do that to me?
Right.
So I try to make sure I'm how close are we for real?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
we kick it like
like how can I make sure you still getting, like, if I'm there, you need anything? You need me to grab something? Like people just want to, like, it's different when people just want to be there. Like people just want to be there and be like, I'm backstage with blah blah blah. Like, bro, you not helping with nothing.
Why don't you do some promo, hop on social media,
do something, like you just trying to be cool and say you backstage. Like that's not the move.
That ain't it at all. Everybody can participate in what we do, and everybody can help out and play a role. So
exactly,
I'm definitely with you on that. That's super dope. All right, so the acting. Let's talk about it. What have you been on, or what is your journey? Where are you trying to be with that?
So I started doing like noticing that I was like purposely trying to do acting in like 2019, or 2018. I want to say 2018. Yeah, it was real early 2019 or real late 2018. But I was thinking about trying to get my music into TV, and I wanted to get my music on TV and film. And I was like, well, I didn't really know how to do it at the time. So the first thing I thought of was like, well, I need to meet people who are in TV and film. So that's how I would figure it out. So I was like, well, let me look and figure out how I can start acting. And then I just started joining some groups, and then I literally just like picked up a job and did like this web series called Jihad Beach. And so that was my first time kind of getting a little role. And I played a security guard at a high school. And so that was really cool of getting my like acting,
Yeah.
getting my feet wet. And we did decent. I mean, there was definitely, we did 10 or 20,000 like plays on Facebook, like
Nice.
within, you know what I mean? Like, and I ended up doing that. And then I started picking up some more short films and stuff like that. And then I started working, I moved to Chicago and I started working in some of the bigger TV shows, like more just doing stand-in work and background acting, so I could just kind of get my feet
like the Chicago PDs,
like
and
Chicago
like
PD, the
Chicago
Shy,
Fire.
stuff like that.
Dope.
Yeah. So I just kind of get my feet wet and really feel what a big set felt like.
Yeah.
And I was actually really glad I did that, because now when we do our own commercials, I know how the jargon,
Mm-hmm.
I know how to act on set, I know how to treat people on set, and how to like how we should be make sure our actors are.
Yep.
And I've gotten a chance to create opportunities for these actors.
Yeah.
You know, who I know are on the same thing I'm on, trying to just make it and try to be somebody, like trying to have something that they can.
Yeah.
They want to be full time with it, so if you can't do it, if you're not getting paid.
Yep. That's dope.
You feel me?
Dope.
So like I'm creating a lot of different opportunities in that world. So when it comes to acting for myself, you know, I do that, but I also do the voiceover acting.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple like one or two animations, but I've been doing more voiceovers, and I did my own narration, like voiceovers, or like for like our commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or I do spoken word poetry too. So I've done an audio book.
You do it all, man. What don't you do?
So I did like
everything.
I did like an audio book. So like,
Hell.
you know, so I did my own audio book on that realm. And so I just be creating, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like
that
to
is
create.
dope. So something my brother actually does voice acting professionally. He's like subscribed to the site, and he's got gigs from like PlayStation to like animes and like all type of stuff. But like the funnest, like what I love about it is we started just we're big anime nerds. Like we started dubbing Naruto, but like if Naruto was black, so like we were chopping up the scenes, and then we was just joking and just saying the most outlandish shit ever. And
when was y'all doing that?
God, I would say like 2009-ish.
Bro,
like,
that's like, there's literally somebody on TikTok that's like huge for that.
Yeah.
He does it like it's black. Like the way
Ace Vane?
I don't know if his name is, because I'm
Okay.
not good with it, but he's hella funny.
Yeah.
But he does all the animes, and
Yeah.
he just does like the funny voiceover.
Yep.
And so I was like, dang, y'all was ahead of y'all time.
We've been doing that forever, and he went the professional route. I wanted to keep doing it for fun. Like I loved it. Like we had full scripts and characters, and we knew where we were going, and then we know the series so well. It's like it was just dope.
Yeah.
So, but he took it to the next level. I'm definitely proud of him. So shout out, Lil Bro, doing his thing.
For sure, that's dope.
So,
I'm
gonna have to link y'all for sure.
I think that for me, because you said I do everything, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, I do a lot, but like I always thought I had started thinking about, I was like, man, I'm an artist. So it's like, for me, it's like creativity transcends. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you can,
There's no real job title for creativity.
If I'm a recording artist, guess what I do? I'm a recording artist. That means I record.
Mm-hmm.
So me doing a voiceover is not too much different than me rapping.
Right.
Than me doing, you know what I mean? Because it's like people who, Nicki Minaj and people like that, they're doing cartoons.
Yep.
But that's what she does anyway. She's
an
already recording artist, entertainer.
Yep.
So it's like transitioning over, people have to understand there's levels, and like it's okay. You just have to figure out your journey. Don't just do it because I saw this person do it, so I gotta do it. You just gotta figure out how to make it work for you.
And see, that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm a jack of all trades and then just a master of rap. Like I really feel like, I know that's cocky to say, but I feel like I master rap. Like there's not a beat I can hear, there's not a person I can't work with, there's not a genre I can't do. So that one I've mastered. But everything else I'm just like a jack of. Like I can, because of music and the music business, I've had to learn, like you mentioned, web design. I had to learn engineering. I had to learn every aspect of marketing, branding, and graphic design and all that stuff to provide for myself when I couldn't afford it. Right. And now I provide it to other people. And then, so with T1 Entertainment, my company, I do like management. And then like now we've done the Iowa Music Awards and we do Summer Jam, and now we're getting into fashion and stuff. Like I wish we would have connected sooner, because then we would have had your merch in there. Yeah, I think that would have been dope. But this won't be the last one that we do. And like, I'm gonna come up with a new slogan for 2023, but like, I've achieved like so many of my dreams that like were unreal, and like everybody told me that it's not possible. Right. And like now my new dream is like helping other people's dreams come to fruition.
Yeah.
So like we turn dreams to reality. Like that's what T1 Entertainment is about. Whatever it is you do, there's some way where we can help you and walk you through the steps of getting there and do it together.
I like that. My consulting company, Casper Consulting,
Mm-hmm.
our slogan is turning hobbies into careers.
Hey.
So that's the vibe. All
right. So your hobbies to careers.
Yeah.
I'm dreams to reality. The studio that I go to with Lyrical, who I mentioned, who put me on The Secret, his slogan is turning thoughts to things. So we all just come together.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get it, man.
There's no way they can fail if we all just come together somehow and they work with everybody. And that's one thing that I'm really focused on right now is networking all across Iowa. And next year, like these past few months, I've done probably 8 shows across 8 big cities in Iowa. And now we're going to spread it out where once a month we're hitting one of the bigger cities in Iowa, and we're really touching base with the artists, seeing what their needs are, who's doing what, who's popping, who needs help, and really trying to expand and just help more people. Like I think music is like the one language everybody speaks, and I feel like we can help everybody somehow, some way, even if you don't sing or rap. Like, but there is something you do. You may edit videos, you may vlog, you may be like Chappies. Shout out to Chappies directing this episode. But she's an amazing networker, and like I love creating spaces and opportunities for people to just network and find out how we can help each other. Whatever you're lacking, somebody in this room knows how to do it or knows somebody that does.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's crazy that we are just meeting. We're pretty similar people.
Yeah.
So it's because you got it in your name. You're a boss.
Yeah.
So it's already you already got that vibe, and like my title is because it's hard for me, but I do this. So I'm a creative entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I'm an entrepreneur around creativity.
Ooh, I like that.
And
I may steal that. I'm a creative entrepreneur.
Hey, man. Copyright everything.
Right. It's on record.
Hey, you heard it. But between doing that because I also went to school for marketing, and then marketing is nothing but creativity. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, that's just how my mind works.
Yep.
I'm just a creative.
Yep.
So being able to do that within the art world and doing that within the business world of marketing has just been fun. So it's like creating all those. So with my jingle company, I get to write music and help someone market their business, like giving them some marketing material for their business. And then I also get to help the actors, and I get to also help my producers to make beats and get paid to do that. So for me, I'm creating an ecosystem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But then because I have that thing for my jingles or whatever, I can also take that same concept or somebody within there and move them over to helping them with my consulting company, or move them over and say, hey, let's go do a song together separately and do an EP. Yeah. Oh, you need someone to write a song for you? Is it a song? I can write that for you. We'll have to do jingles. Like, it's an ecosystem.
Yep.
So like you said, I feel like it's all about trying to find, giving people opportunity to be who they want to be. And like you said, like what you said was giving people there's someone in this room that can help you.
Yep.
And that's how I want to be able to do too. I want to create an ecosystem of people who I work with. So with consulting, if they were like, hey, I want to get more visibility. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's someone I would put them in front of you. I would tell them, reach out to this person, tell them I sent you, and then, I'd be like, at least just follow them, watch them. And then when the opportunity comes, then you would say, hey, I've been following you because of Casper, and I'm interested in trying to do a podcast interview with you. This is what I do. Like little stuff like that, but you can't just like, it's kind of hard to just jump on somebody and they don't know you. So you got to kind of find a way to, understand what I need to know what you do. I can't just be like, hey, bro, let me just get on your podcast. Like, I don't know you.
How is this gonna benefit me?
How does it benefit? Like, so we gotta kind of figure out that way of, I don't know. My biggest thing is like everyone has to think in a win-win situation. Like they have to think win-win. It can't be like, I want to work with you because I'm gonna win from working for you, like working with you. Like it has to be like we're gonna win if we work together.
Exactly.
So
and I think one of the main reasons I reached out, like honestly, it was the performance that really sold me. Like I've been seeing your posts forever. I was like, that's dope. Like you were getting a lot of opportunities. I was like, I'd love to sit down with him one day and pick his brain. But like after seeing your performance and how much energy you had, like it's like infectious. Like I need that. Like I need that in my stage presence. I need him to do some of my other shows. Like there's just a lot that I could learn just from seeing you. And like I really felt like, you know, we made a couple records that one specifically where we get that energy, but it was super dope that you was like, hey, send me a link to your Apple Music. I'm gonna basically dissect your catalog. And you got to listen to the music and be like, okay, cool. He's into this or he's versatile, so I can match that and we can do a song like that. And you knew like there was really no limitations, but you did your research. Like that was dope. So you got to listen to music. What'd you think?
I like it. I told you the songs out that depression and anxiety really was like one that just stuck out to me just because of the concept and the thought process. And, I think it's a big thing like therapy as a black male and things of that nature. So when I was listening to it, I was like, I really rock with this and this is an important song. I kind of was like, because I was going through the catalog more looking for importance than like, oh, that's rah stuff. Like, it's hard. That's like, I was looking for important music.
Where's the context?
Where's the context? Because for me, I create music in a way where you can hear some stuff where you're like, oh, he lit. But like, if you listen to what I'm saying, you'll be like, okay, bro really saying, he actually talking about some shit. He's saying the shit, right? Like, I mean, even my Mosh Pit music EP I just put out, you know, there's two things about it. One, it was a way for me to release a lot of anger. You know, like I'm not an angry person, but we're human. Right? So it was a good project for me to just go in there and scream. And when I perform it, I get to just like let that rage out. And everybody in the room gets to let that rage out too, but it's in a positive way. It's not for us to go fight for real.
Exactly.
But when you listen to some of the things I'm talking about, it is stuff that really pisses me off. Like Swerve is about.
I love Swerve. I was hoping you'd bring up Swerve.
Swerve is like, that's the first song from the project. Like where it's like, you know, I'll go out and someone will start talking to me about music and say, hey, bro, I want to get on. Let me get on. You got to put me on your next song. Like, for what?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, for what? Like, you feel me? Or like, I don't know how often other people get this, but like, I'll get it where someone will come talk to me and then somebody else will walk up and talk to me and these two people will pretend that neither each other are there and keep talking to me. Like, so I'll be listening to two conversations. And so like you just be like, one, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be nice, but like I also learned, and this is a sidebar, that you never know what someone's going through. So they might need to just express themselves to you. So I kind of like try not to be, but after a while you like, bitch, Swerve. You feel me? Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like after a while, like that's come on, bro. You get on my nerves now, bro. So like, so that's kind of how that project is real thoughts, but it's not like, I think it's something that people can relate to. I think a lot of people get annoyed by it. There's some people who are just annoying. And it's okay. But like, there's just a lot of annoying people. So you like, I feel you on that song.
That's funny because like, so right after your performance, I was trying to holler at you, but so many people came up to you. I was like, bro, I ain't gonna get a chance. Like, hey. And then like every time I try, I'm like, I gotta send them a message on Facebook. That's the best I could do. But it's like, it was better that way because like, say we got to talk that night, I was drinking and there was a lot going on and a lot of people. So there may not have been any follow-up. But like a text message or the Facebook message holds accountability. Like, hey, we discussed this, we got that. And then I'm usually really great on responding, but I sucked with responding to you because I was dealing with, am I going to LA? Is this happening? Do I have an engineer? Like all these different things was going through my head. I'm like, I don't want to send them off or, you know, get them real hyped to do this. And then I got to back out. Like I hate canceling shit. Like I'll be late, but I hate canceling. Like I will be there, but just, I don't like doing that. So I was like, damn, I'm taking forever to respond, but like I really want to do this and like I need to make this happen. So it was dope how it ended up working out instead of just a random bar conversation. Oh man, you're dope. We should work together sometime.
And then those are hard. I mean, I respect it. I appreciate those conversations. I just don't appreciate the idea of like not following up, like because I know people are just talking out their ass. So it's like when it's time, like all right, I'll be like, all right, I hear you. Hit me up when you sober.
Exactly.
And then they don't. So it's like you wasn't serious.
Exactly.
And for me, at my level now, time is money. So if you're hitting me up to work, I need to know so we can figure out how we making
What's
it
the
work.
budget?
What's
like,
the budget? Like, and
it's
not everything's not about money, but when I say time is money, is that if I'm taking out an opportunity to not get paid, that means I'm taking where I could have actually been getting paid for something else. So I'm like, someone hit me up, was like, hey, I don't really have the money, but I want to work with you. I'm like, honestly, I can only take on so many free projects at a time.
Yep.
Because I have to pay my bills.
Exactly.
And I'm getting offers and I have to accept those, if they make sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't just do anything to do it.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's like I can't say yes to a bunch of free opportunities or free things if they don't make sense, one.
Yeah.
And I'll do something for free that does not quote unquote benefit me.
Right.
Because I just want to do it out of the love.
Yeah.
But I also have to have the time for it.
Yeah, it's got to make sense.
And people have to respect that, and I don't think a lot of people do.
They don't respect it. And, like, I'm at a point where my time is more valuable than my money. Like, I do a lot of free shit, and I there's some shit that I just have to charge for. But, like, even if I'm available for something, it's like that time could be going towards my daughter. And, like, I found a new value. So until like last month, I consider myself a gamer, but until last month, I didn't play video games probably for at least 2-3 years. And I found a new value and love for it because it's that time that I get to reset, escape, and like just have that satisfaction to myself. And even though it's just a game, and I feel like I'm accomplishing something through that escape, and I'm able to reset and refocus and recharge, and then there's time that I can focus on things and just be happier while I'm doing other tasks. Like it's like a little reward that I get to sit down and play a video game and just not focus on the business, because like I work myself to death and I enjoy my work, but then it comes a time where it's like if you burn yourself out, you're not gonna do as good a quality, or you're gonna be more irritable when people ask you to do stuff. So like now that I'm like, all right, now I make a little bit of time to just play a game, and then I found a way to make it where it's me bonding with my daughter, and she does these elements of the game, I do this element, and it's good and healthy to just relax sometimes. And that's something I'm just not necessarily just learning, but just accepting. Like I felt like I have no business playing a video game when there's people I could be working for and getting things done. And it's like, nah, I got to work for myself.
You gotta have that time to yourself, and I think that was a big thing. I because of COVID, like I bought my Xbox and stuff, and I was like, man, I haven't played games since I was a kid. I miss it so much. Yeah. And then I just started. That was just how I started my day every day. Wake up in the morning, play the game. Yeah. It's like one game, and I was like, man, this is so relaxing.
It's calming.
For me. It's therapeutic for myself to get to that. But like you said, same thing with time and like with family and stuff. Man, I got 9 and 10 brothers and sisters. Whew. And then I got 20 nieces and nephews. So it's like trying to like figure out how to make time for family and my friends, and if I was in a relationship when I was like trying to figure out how to balance all of that plus do what I need to do. You know what I mean? And like it's just like it's very frustrating, and so that's just something that I applaud you for that, because trying to figure out how to do that is not easy.
Not at all.
I mean, even if it's only 2 people that you got to balance. I mean, I'm just balancing like 30.
Right. It's not competition or anything. Not competition. I got like 30,
Because I feel so bad sometimes, because I'm like, man, like, I could, but what I try to do is like I drive a lot, so I try to call some like at least one of them. Hey, what you got going on? Y'all all right? Texting like text or something, like simple stuff, just like real quick check-ins. And I actually wrote it on my goals at the beginning of the year is to stay in contact more, because you get so lost in yourself in the way of like you're working that you forget. You don't forget about others, but you forget about others.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's how it happens. Damn, man. All right. I feel like I really got to know you, man.
Hey, love, bro. Dope,
all right. So we got a couple games that we play. We play these 2 games. They're top 5 and this or that. So I think we prepared for top 5. Do you want to go with top 5, or do you want to start with this or that? This or that's going to throw you off.
No, that's all over the top 5.
Okay. We're going to do both. Don't get me wrong. You ain't getting out of this. Nah. All right. So it's funny. I got a song called Top 5, so I'm gonna have to start inserting the song right before this.
Before that.
The jingle. Move. You got my mind going like, okay, I'm gonna start putting this in their head. So insert song here.
Oh, God.
All right, so we just did 2 dope collaborations. So I was like, let's do best collaborations, best song collaborations. So we're gonna do 5. We're gonna start from the bottom and work our way to the best one. I gotta do honorable mentions. And I'll start and then we'll go and we'll just go to the top. So my honorable mentions are The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica, and Same Girl by R. Kelly and Usher.
Okay.
Like,
those are very fair.
Yeah, like I felt like The Boy Is Mine is like the leader of like they really open the door to everybody needs to do
Yeah,
a collaboration,
that's
and
true.
you'll bring out the best of each other. Because it feels like R&B artists typically they just stay by themselves and do
That is
solo
true.
records.
Yeah.
So when these ones happen, I felt like that really opened the door for more collaborations. And then came the Lil Jon, and then them putting everybody on records, and then T-Pain being like a hook master and all that stuff. So yeah. So my number 5, I went with and they got 2 records. I'm gonna just say one of them, but T.I. and Justin Timberlake. The 2 songs, the Dead and Gone, and then they got the other fast song, but I put Dead and Gone as my number 5. Like just him with the hook, and then T.I. with the raps. It just had a nice flow. The lyrics were on point. I think that's my number 5 in top 5 song collaborations.
Man, okay, all right. So I think mine, I kind of stayed pretty modern. I think there's only like 1 or 2, like it was like 1 old school song, but as far as I stayed in kind of the rap lane. But I went with Crew Love. That's like an R&B rap like that.
Yeah,
like Drake and The Weeknd.
I love that. It say money goes around.
No,
not that one.
No,
what the one?
They Loving the Crew. Like not the like yeah. So that's probably that song was probably I would say influenced by The Weeknd and Drake's song.
Yeah,
I would say. But
so this one is Loving the Crew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that song, I just thought it was really cool. I just like how they did that. And I think anything with Drake and The Weeknd is just
I normally don't spoil it, but I think he's on my list like at least 2-3 times. Like he is the guy to collab with. Like that man, he does his thing.
But I like The Weeknd a lot. I think that's one of my favorite artists. So like him matching with with Drake. And all the songs that they've done, it just seems like it's just like they don't miss.
Yeah, Weeknd's on my list for like R&B. Like I feel like he's our generation's Michael Jackson and Prince, and people get mad at me for saying that, but
vocally he's just there.
And the music is just so on point.
And this man, like I've watched his, like I've never been to his shows, but I watched him online. I'm like,
I want to
go
to his show so
anything.
bad.
He doesn't do anything special. But his voice is so
powerful.
You just are in awe of watching it. It's like, because like Michael Jackson, Prince, all them, they have big shows.
Yeah, the dance numbers.
He's just standing there singing.
He's just doing his thing.
That's just insane to me.
I love it. All right, so my number 4, I feel like it's low on the list and shouldn't be, but this is where it is. Run This Town, Jay-Z, Kanye, Rihanna.
Okay, fire.
We I said it. We like I love the mixture, and I think what rap does best is when they do blend with the R&B hook, and then it's the rap verses, and then the beat change up during Kanye's verse. Like I just love the whole production all together. That's like how a collaboration should be. So the beats got to do something for me. The hooks got to do something for me. The verses got to be on point. I remember one of the favorite interviews I read from Jay-Z is somebody asked him like, hey, people are saying that Kanye bodied you on that. And at the time he said, well, sometimes Pippen had a better game than Jordan, or Paul Gasol might score more than Kobe. I'm not saying who's who, but like what what you talking about. The shade is real.
Oh, God.
But that's definitely number 4 on my list.
Okay. I am going with Look at Me Now.
Yeah,
Busta
that was
Rhymes,
a dope
Chris
ass collab.
Way. That was
and it's so iconic. Everybody knows it. As a DJ, when I play that, everybody knows it. Everybody tries Busta apart. That was a good one.
I remember being, and this is like, I remember being in college. All the little preppy girls knew Busta's verse. Like they would like rap the whole verse. Like I'd be like,
wild.
bruh.
Yeah, like I can't even do that.
I can't even do that. That's wild. So that was like one of my times of learning about preppy girls. Like they would learn rap. Yeah, they really learning rap.
They are the number 1 consumer. They're who makes you pop. So
so that's probably one of my favorite songs, and I did a remix to it too.
Did you? I gotta hear that.
It's called Purple This. It was like the first music video I ever put out.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you had to, it's super low key, like, but it was so big at my school. Like people would just like, my professor, it was my entrepreneurship professor. He used to play it before class every day. Like when people were walking to class, he's playing this video.
That's so dope.
It was so crazy.
I love that. That is dope.
Embarrassing.
Nah, that's dope. That's motivation right there.
Nah, for real.
Having that early support and like making you feel like something already at that age, like that's super dope.
Yeah, he definitely helped blow me up a little bit at
Hey,
school.
got some views up.
Yes, sir.
All right, my number 3. man, you mentioned Drake, Big Sean, All Me. Came
Okay.
up, that's all me. Shut the fuck up.
I forgot. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's
That
hard.
collaboration was just nasty, and Drake does that, man. Like, I had to choose between
this was
this
the early
one.
Drake collabs. Though.
Yeah, but I had to choose between this one and the one with Ross. If I could have thought of its name, it would have made the list. The one where he dissed Common.
Drake and Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They got a few of them, but it was this specific. I think Stay Scheming.
Oh yeah,
That Stay
that
Scheming
one
was hard.
I forgot.
But
about
I'm
that.
not a French Montana fan, so I know it and I quote it, but it's more like to make like Stay Scheming.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro, was you yawning? Like, what?
Man, that's. Yeah.
But yeah, Drake, Big Sean, All Me is my number 3.
Okay, mine is I had to make sure Dre and Snoop was on there. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. But I bet them with a G thing. I had to have. That's the iconic
classic,
song. That's a classic song. Got that with a G thing, baby.
Hey, I feel bad. I don't have no classics on my list.
Man, that's one like the classic song. The only classic song I have on there. Everything else is kind of a little more modern. But just because of my brain was thinking of more of the most modern stuff.
Yeah,
but this is my top 5. Okay?
Oh yeah, exactly.
It ain't your top 5. My top 5.
Dang, that makes me think of when you think about the classics. I wish I would have named a collaboration that shouldn't have happened. I feel like the Outlaws should not have been on Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up." Like, they were not needed, bro.
It was
like,
done. Like,
yeah, why
like,
you even?
I don't even know those verses, but you know what I was. I wanted to almost damn near say. I wanted to say that Phil Collins and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
That was classic. Yeah. That's my honorable mention.
Okay.
That's my honorable mention.
He said, "I don't even know those verses. Like, why are they here? I'm gonna let my little get it.
Like, don't.
No one, please don't."
Leave it at home.
All right, my number 2. It actually inspired the intro on my Antonio album. It is Rick Ross, Avery Storm, Rich Off Cocaine.
I don't even know that song.
Oh, it's a classic.
That.
But it's got a hell of a sample. The singer on there just really does his thing. Ross just has that cool ass boss voice. Like he just puts that on. So when he gets that R&B singer on the hook, it's a rap every time. So yeah, Ross got number 2.
This one is probably one of my favorite songs, especially when I was real deep into conspiracy theory times.
Yeah.
This song fits. No Church in a While.
Yeah.
Yay, Jay and Frank. That's why, like,
that shit was hard.
Frank went.
If we were doing albums, there's no way not to say Watch the Throne.
Oh,
like,
that's another. That's
shit.
top. That's up
Man,
there. There's
between
I don't think
Paris, Go Ham, like
man, that whole
just
project.
that was nuts.
Was a crazy project.
That was nuts.
Yeah,
man. I'm mad. Wayne and Drake just didn't do a solo, like just their own album. Like they got,
especially at that
hella
time when they were
collaborations.
there to do that. I think people are doing the same thing, kind of waiting on Cole and Kendrick too.
Is it gonna happen? Like,
I mean, you know,
why
wouldn't
it? Why wouldn't it? Like,
wish, you know.
Oh man! All right, that's wild. All right, so my number 1. I feel like this actually shouldn't be number 1, but this is how my list was written.
Yeah.
So, top collaboration I gave to Every Girl, Young Money. I think it just hits everything on like pop, commercial, memorable lines. This is one where you actually did just let your homies hop in, play around, but they still said some funny shit. And it's still memorable. I forgot his name, but his verse at the end, and Miley, holla at me, Miley Cyrus. Like it's just all iconic, memorable. We had R&B, we had fun, we had hard rap, but it was just the perfect.
That was a decent project. It was decent. I used to think it was hard. I thought they all was snapping. I was like,
I'll put you up. Yeah, it was not. That's not no Stevie Wonder. That's not that creative. Yeah, I used to love it like that, but it really ain't that much. Like I wouldn't even write that like ever. That wouldn't even be a build up or a throwaway for me. But at the time, I loved that song and those bars. That worked.
That's wild.
What you got as your number 1?
So the number 1 kind of came up because we was talking about earlier, that Mona Lisa.
Man,
that Kendrick and Wayne.
That shit goes so hard.
Because like we was talking about with that, because they kind of had their own story, but I really like it was real creative writing.
Yep.
which they probably didn't even write it because you know how they get down.
Man,
Like Wayne did, like that's what makes it even crazier. Wayne didn't write those words down.
I'm changing my number one. It's got to be Mona Lisa.
Yeah, because like, you gotta think of how to be able to rap a story like that without writing it down.
Yeah,
I mean, he punched in or however he did. I don't know what he did. I wasn't there.
I wonder like if they just did the hook and then both of them just kind of did their things.
I don't know.
Like Wayne could have even did, because his song is so different. His first two verses, he could have had that, and then Kendrick had something, and then they just merged it because they didn't talk.
That would be something I would love.
I want
to see
that broken down. Yeah,
a background story on that song. Like,
yeah,
that would be so crazy because Kendrick just basically took everything Wayne was saying and he played victim, and it was really cool to watch him be the victim. And Wayne's coming in there, he's the one robbing, and it was just like it just telling his story like. That was a very creatively written song. So like that's my number one. I don't think I truthfully will actually go to my grave with that one.
Yeah.
At this moment, because I don't think there's a song that's more creatively
that paints
written.
A picture like that.
That paints a picture like that and was barely written down. Probably wasn't even written on paper by neither of them. I don't know how Kendrick write, but I don't think he does. I don't know if he does it either. But if he don't. Yeah. Think about a song that iconic with no one writing the words on paper.
That's ridiculous. So now that you say that, like now I'm a little disappointed because like one of my favorite rappers is Eminem, and I didn't put him on there, but like him and Joyner's record, y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Give me some room. Like the things they did on that lyrically is like unreal. Like my pen game isn't there, and I don't like saying that. But
Eminem's insane.
He is like it's not fair. It's not even fun to compare that wordplay and the weird shit he does. Like you're OP.
He just doesn't care.
Eminem is OP.
Like the only person like I was like I mean like I don't know though. That's a top tier lane of going between Wayne, Jay, and Eminem. Like them three are just so top tier, but they're three different people.
Yep.
Three completely different artists.
Styles,
like, but their wordplay, like Wayne's wordplay is out of this world, but it's like he does it in more of a like I want to almost call it, for lack of a better term, scatterbrained. Because he's just going in.
Yep.
Jay-Z's very articulate and articulate. And like it's really like it just feels calculated.
Yeah.
And then very strategic. And Eminem is just a wild guy. He's just like he's just crazy
nuts.
Man.
Yeah.
Like so he's like on the like coming from like the fucking 8th floor. Like you feel me? But those are three different people just doing what they do.
Yep.
So just my
that's
opinion.
dope, man. That was a fucking great top 5. Like I'm rocking with it. Like I said, I've changed my number one to his number one.
I win.
I brought it up earlier, so really that should have been mine.
No, I don't remember. I didn't ever say
that. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so this was going to be fun. We close out with this one. This is how we really get to know somebody. So it's this or that. You get a one-word answer. You cannot say both or neither. And you can only elaborate if I ask you. So I will cut you off if you try to, but let me explain. Nope, on to the next one.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It's like that.
Tough.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get it.
Yeah, all right. First question. Be humble or be prideful?
Be humble.
Streams or followers?
Followers.
Cheat on your girl or get cheated on?
Get cheated on.
He must be in a relationship. No, just play. All right, what's more important, who you know or what you know?
Or what you know.
Monogamy or poly?
Poly.
Elaborate.
Now you want to talk. Well, because I've been in a relationship and I was in relationships for a while, and I learned that I don't think that I'm a one-woman man. I don't think that's for me right now in my life. And so I think that I would need I don't know, like when I say poly, I'm thinking more of like, you know, if I'm in a relationship with two people, it gives me a chance to kind of I don't know, be more like, I don't know, I guess when I was like in a monogamous relationship, I was afraid to be honest about wanting to be with more than one person.
Right.
You know, I wasn't able to be honest about it, and it was such a scary thing because you like, this is what I feel like I want to do. Like I want to have threesomes. I want to try. Like I mean, poly isn't necessarily about having threesomes. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, I know it wouldn't be monogamy.
Right.
Like that's not what I'm gonna be able to do because I'm gonna
work with
it's
this
not
lifestyle.
gonna work. So
it's not a realistic
one or
expectation.
two, but it's not for me. So it's like I think that you know, I'm trying to. I sadly had to go through a really bad situation to be the bad guy to learn how to be the good guy.
Yep.
And be more honest. And it sucked not being able to be myself.
Yep.
Because I was lying. So I don't like that. That really like the person I am. I didn't like that about myself for doing that. Right. Yep. And not to hurt somebody in that process. Yep. But with that being said, if we was choosing between that, I would pick poly, because if I had to, I'd be with 2 women. It'd probably be a little bit easier because I get best of both worlds. If it's like, I don't know, just be more for me. Like, I need more.
Yep.
It's not that one person can't satisfy me, but it's more that I just think that I love women. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Let's call it what it is.
I love women, so it's hard for me to just be like, I just
I'll be with
want
one
you.
person for the next 50 years.
Yeah, like, I love you, but I also like her too, and like, I like her. She looks so good.
Because
oh
we like her, and we like her too.
Oh God, like, because women are beautiful, and it's like there's so many different just types of women.
Yeah,
I can talk about this all day.
all right, let's get to the next one. All right, what's more important, to be honest or preserve the friendship?
To be honest.
You prefer friends or business partners?
Friends.
What's more important, street cred or business rep?
Business rep.
Would you rather have a tough relationship or have it easy being single?
I'll have it easy being single.
Elaborate.
Because I've had a tough relationship.
And elaboration finished.
Yeah. And I prefer to have the freedom of being the single, and it's just, I mean, not that I don't like to put in the work, but it's like if it's tough, like it's never, relationships will never be easy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they will never be easy. Yeah. But because I've been through what I was been through, and it's not even on the other person's end necessarily, it's still once again I'm gonna take accountability.
Yep.
And some of that's on my fault, but like if it would have been easier if I would have just been single, because then I would have been able to be myself and be honest with myself. Yep. You know, because I truthfully think you can love somebody without having to be with them.
Oh, yeah.
But people we don't live in that world.
Yep.
You have to date, you have to be together, you got to get married, you got
exclusive.
You got to be exclusive. It's all these things, but at the end of the day, like, we weren't, like, how can I can have 5 best friends, why can't I have 5 girlfriends? You feel me?
Yeah. Why not?
Or why can't she have 5 boyfriends? Shit, I don't know. Right. Your world. I don't care. Do you? As long as everyone's being safe and honest, that's all we can do.
That's all that matters. All right. Jordan or LeBron? You got to think about it.
You know what's
Where are you from?
No. I'm going to go with Jordan.
Okay. All right.
But I don't have to.
Elaborate, please.
Okay. So I actually sat down the other day and I saw this. I don't know. I just was thinking about, like, LeBron is actually like a different animal.
Breed.
He's a different breed.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting down thinking about it, he's breaking records that Jordan didn't break.
Okay.
He's done some really great things just as Jordan has. You know what I mean? He doesn't have as many rings as Jordan and things of that nature, but without Jordan, there is no LeBron. But then you can make that argument without Dr. J, there's no Jordan.
That's true.
And you can make that argument. So it's like we can go down that road all day. Yeah. But if we're comparing the two, you got to have Jordan to have LeBron.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What's more important to you when meeting a new woman or getting with a new woman? Low body count or experience?
Low body count or experience?
Yep. Pick one.
But does experience mean that they have a high body count?
Pretty much.
Oh.
But she good. She might be able to show you some things.
I think experience, honestly. We grown.
Yeah, that's mature. That's a mature answer. All right.
We grown.
Do you believe a man pays or you guys should go Dutch?
Let's go Dutch.
Do you prefer an independent woman or an equal partnership?
Equal partnership.
Do you think you guys should have, in a relationship, split accounts or shared?
Split accounts.
Do you think you should share passwords if you're in a relationship? So private or shared passwords?
Private passwords.
Elaborate.
Because it's your business. Like, that's your world. Like, why do I have to give you any of my passwords unless I'm like, hey, I need you to log into this for me, my Netflix.
Right.
But like,
do so. I'll give you my Netflix. You ain't get my Instagram.
Yeah, because
I mean, you get Netflix.
I've been through it. I've been through it. But I mean, at the end of the day, though,
my phone code.
I don't even got a phone.
Right, throws it out the window. What the? You know, phone? I saw that, right?
No, yeah, I don't know. I think everyone like deserves some privacy. We got to have our own personal autonomy, and it's like people in relationships want to know every single. They want to be like,
yeah.
I don't know. So
you can't even be an individual anymore.
No.
You just have to be a piece of that person. And it's like, that's not why we even got together. You knew me as an individual and let me have my individuality and you have yours. And it ain't like we got to keep secrets, but at the same time, there's some things that I want kept to myself.
And that's where I would say the level of like, as long as I'm being honest and 100%, then there's really, I mean, even if I'm not, there's no need for you to have that if you don't trust. If you don't trust the person, don't be with them.
Yep, cool. All right, next question. Patron or Henny?
Patron.
He said it very quickly.
Patron.
All right, what's more important, shock value or repeat value?
Repeat value.
Okay. I always say this. This is the most important question on the list. It determines if we can be friends, pretty much. Poncheros or Chipotle?
Poncheros or Chipotle?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I would say Chipotle because I don't even
know
what Poncheros is.
You haven't had Poncheros?
No, is that?
I know where we're going.
Is that here?
Yes.
Okay.
It is like an Iowa thing. So you're safe with your
on.
answer. You're safe with that answer. We're going to Poncheros. I'm not going to judge you.
Okay.
Until after we have it and you say something like
Chipotle better.
Hell no.
Chipotle better.
Bye.
Chipotle did it.
Right. All right. Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy?
Ooh, Eddie Murphy.
Because I like that answer, elaborate.
Because Eddie's the man, bro. I love Eddie.
And there is no Dave Chappelle without Eddie.
Yeah, and there's that too. But it's just like Eddie. Like I can flawlessly just say Eddie just like transcended. I mean, so did Dave Chappelle. Don't get me wrong. But like at that time,
did Dave Chappelle transcend comedy though? Like, do you mean elevate or like? Because I feel like Eddie
he elevated the skits. Nobody was doing the skits like. I mean, Saturday Night Live was doing what they was doing, but he brought it into more of a like urban. Like, and his skits were. But then again, actually, I'll take that back because In Living Color. Yeah. So I actually can take that back. So maybe he did not transcend it. I would say he transcended on a mainstream level. That's what I can say. Yep. Because he got to be in front of a mainstream crowd to do what he needed to do.
And then Eddie doesn't just need to be funny. Like, he's dope as hell in serious roles. Really. He can sing his ass off.
He's very talented. He's just the man. Like, if that's one person that if I would actually say, like, I would get starstruck. I don't think about being starstruck often. But if I met him, I'd be like, bruh, you're Eddie Murphy. And then just like his comedies, Raw and Delirious, is just like
iconic.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, there we go.
Jamie Foxx or Will Smith?
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
You said that like hands down.
I love Will Smith. Do not get me wrong, but Jamie Foxx is slept on.
He is very slept on. The music, bro. He's like one of my favorite R&B singers.
What hit that Unpredictable album? I was
banging that shit is way too. It shouldn't even be that good. It really shouldn't.
And I got all the love for Will Smith. Like I really love Will Smith's like mentality. Yeah. Like his just following him is like he makes you feel like you want to be better. Yep. But Jamie, as far as like I'm going into
fun
the artistry,
as an entertainer,
I'm going. He is just out this world.
Like if I get to kick it with Will or Jamie, it's Jamie all day.
I'm Jamie.
Like especially a party. Like if it's like, hey, one of these two get to be your mentor, I'll go Will. But if it's like we about to turn up, I'm going to Jamie.
Jamie gonna have you
it's
lit.
Gonna be lit.
It's gonna be funny. And he just
he might just whip out a piano mid fucking party and
I would pick Jamie. I've always been a huge, secretly a huge fan of Jamie.
Okay.
I always put him in my top 5 of like actors and stuff like that.
Okay. Dope. Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
I gotta say Kevin Hart.
Okay. No elaboration. All right. Which do you prefer to do? Overplan or go with the flow?
Go with the flow.
Do you prefer text or phone call?
Text.
Kanye or Jay-Z?
Kanye.
LA or New York?
LA.
Windows or Mac?
Mac. I had to think about
You scared me.
I had to hear what he said. I just heard you say Windows. I was like, them Windows?
That's how far out of the league. the regular Windows got a better chance than beating my Mac. Right?
Oh, God, like, what is that?
Bill Gates. No, I don't build Gates. No, that's a... All right. Stone Cold or The Rock?
Oh, The Rock.
Without the fucking.
I mean, I love Stone Cold. He's not getting wrong.
Yeah.
But we talk about the nation of domination here. We gotta go with the right here, brother. You feel me?
You know it. All right. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Do or die or Bone Thugs?
Do or die.
Okay. All right. Twister or Tech 9?
Twister.
Elaborate.
Don't forget where I'm from.
Yeah, but
Nah,
but
okay.
what you do now as an entrepreneur and what Tech 9 built.
Man. Yeah, text him, man. I was more. I think in that lane, I was trying to go towards just like I think I would listen. I listened to Twister.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to Twister.
He has a
over
lot
Tech.
of like. He has some legendary.
So
songs.
musically, it's definitely Twisted for me, but like business mind,
like,
it's definitely
Tech changed the independent landscape.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I would, but you know,
one or the other, one gotta go.
One gotta go,
It ain't Twisted.
Yeah.
All right, what do you prefer, education or field experience?
That's a tough one. That might have been one of the toughest ones you asked me.
I will definitely let you elaborate on this then.
I want to say, I'm going to say education.
Really?
I'm going to say education.
That's very interesting in our line of work because a lot of stuff that I feel like we pick up is from experience and from, honestly, failure is like the best teacher in what we do. So why say education?
Well, I think that the foundation of learning and understanding is education. So even if you are in the field, like learning hands-on, you still have to be educated about.
Yeah.
Like you still have to educate yourself in
You
that
still
time.
should do your research.
Do your research because you're gonna do it better.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and I'm not, I guess in our field, it's hard to say that because there's some people who can just pick up an instrument, play anything, and have no music theory.
Yep.
None.
Yep.
Couldn't even read a sheet. Deadass. That's just our, but that's our industry, right?
Yeah.
But I do think it's good to have an education behind something and try to learn.
Yeah. And that minimizes the amount of L's you're gonna take.
Yeah.
Versus my ass, I'm field experience and I'm gonna just follow my face. Like
yeah.
I've never done anything with fashion and we're going full steam ahead with this fashion show. We got a great cast, designers. Yeah, it's fuck it. We go hard and I got a great team and I don't feel like there's anything we can't accomplish. Yeah. But I'm also very okay with failure. Like the only part of failure I'm not okay with is when it lets other people down. Like I don't ever want someone else to be hurt that was a part of something. But I'm very confident in my team and what we do. And it's like, let's just go for it. And let's make it happen.
I think that's hard too, being an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs are okay with failure. Their workers are not.
Right.
So for them to be, when you build an event and you say, okay, like no one came. All right, let me figure out how to fix it.
Yep.
Those artists are, well, no one came.
Yeah.
Because they don't have an entrepreneurial mindset.
Exactly.
Whereas, like, when you're putting it together and you're the entrepreneur in the situation, you're like, well, like, you know, it is what it is. I took a loss. Now I got to figure out how to do better.
When artists get mad about that. Like, bro,
like,
who did you bring? This is just as much your fault.
Oh, God. Like, I believe it's an ecosystem. It's a whole team effort. So the promoter should be working hard. But also, like, you are the reason that people are coming. Like, you have to be, like, you're the
be out
you
there.
want to be on this show.
Yeah.
So you should be trying to bring people. If you can't bring people, at least have a good performance.
Yep.
And you can't do neither. What are we doing here?
Exactly. One of my so I'm big into Audible now. I don't know why. I just can't sit down and read. I'm always driving or always on the go. So sitting down with a book in my hand is not realistic for me. Yeah. But Audible has changed the game. So I've listened to Charlemagne, 50 Cent, Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart's book was one of my absolute favorites. But he broke down of when he was just starting in comedy, the MySpace days, he would find the city he's doing the show in and message as many people as he can. Hey, I'm coming to your town. You should come. Like, and just make relationships in each city and then build up like a whole Excel spreadsheet of each city. This person came. This person took these pictures. Reach out. This is their tag.
He was doing the
and it's like, dude, if the artists would do that with Facebook and Instagram, no, they don't at all. They just look at you like, why you ain't bring people?
But that takes a certain type of person. Look at where Kevin Hart's at.
Exactly.
You have to have a certain type of work ethic, and I would say 95% of people do not have that, especially within the music industry. They don't have that work ethic.
Like lazy. Like y'all really think talent's gonna outweigh hard work, and it's like, talent is like 5%. Like there's
Like,
a lot of
you can be-
famous people that are very not talented,
but they push themselves hard. And,
Yep.
and I mean, it's not even I wouldn't even say they're not talented because they have a level of talent. But then you compare, if you're comparing,
Yeah.
if you're comparing some person like just like some, I don't know, compare someone to Prince or Michael Jackson, like that's a level of talent that's hard to compare
level.
to, right?
Yeah.
It's God level. But even at like in other tiers of it, you still be like, okay, like. That person's really talented, but like this person's not as talented as them. And it's like, why are they up there and making? Why are they selling more records? And why? Because their team works hard for them. They work hard for them. They're showing up to all the things. They're at all the podcasts.
Like I've hated 21 Savage's music like since the beginning. Like I just hate it. I just think it's not creative, not a lot of thought. Yeah, it's he rhyming hot with not and bot and like, come on, bro. And now you got a whole collaboration out with Drake. It's like. I don't want to say who deserves what, but like, bruh.
Yeah.
And but that's just the hard work. That's the hard work to me, outweighing the talent. And
whatever his team is doing, and they've been. I mean,
and
don't get me wrong. People rock with 21.
Oh
don't
yeah.
Get me wrong, but But like, if you're putting yourself out there, and as long as your music, I mean, I'm not even going. I'm trying to use a good word for it. But like, if we're on a scale from 1 to 10, as long as your music's about a 6, you'll be straight.
That's wild.
I'm being honest because
but that's
like,
the work.
if you put it in a 6, because music is like there's levels, like when we sit here and think about a song, like there's a lot that has to be good.
Yep.
The artist can be as great as he wants to be. Don't have a good engineer.
Yep.
You suck. You
don't have
a good producer. Don't have a good hooker. I said hooker.
You need a good hooker. You gotta have a good hooker.
That's what gets you right.
Yeah, it don't matter. You can get away with the other shit, but if you ain't got a good hooker,
it's over.
That's great. We got a few more questions. There we go. All right. Next question is Nelly or Luda?
Luda.
Dre or Timberland? You don't even want to answer this one.
That's another tough one. God. I'm going to actually...
I'm gonna let you elaborate.
I don't know where to go with that one. This is one I'm trying.
So let's do the pros and cons on them.
I want to say with Dre, I mean, if you look at his catalog, it's outrageous. But so is Timberland's, right?
I feel like Dre is like a founding father in hip hop.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, dang.
But then Timberland took it to the next level and bent genres.
But it's like you're comparing to, like, that's kind of hard because Dre does what Dre does and Timberland does what Timberland does, and it's not in the same category.
But you gotta pick one.
Fuck you. Fuck your tone. I'm gonna go with Dre just because I know that's just it's just the right answer.
Yeah, it is the right answer.
It's the right answer.
We wouldn't be here. This conversation,
Dre,
music wouldn't.
Yeah, Dre is a reason for like 90s gangster rap, like which is like kind of bad too. Like,
but necessary.
But it also they they changed a lot of the landscape of saying what the fuck you wanted to say on the track. You know, so like I would go with Dre.
All right. Ed Sheeran or Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber.
Okay. Justin Timberlake or Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars.
Nice. I think we're down to the last few. What's more important, to always be on time or always deliver? So you might be late, but you got it right.
Always gotta deliver.
Always delivers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll be late.
I'm going to change that question. I'm going to say punctuality or perfection. I think that's an easier way to answer that. But yeah.
It's hard too though, because like you can't always deliver, but you want to deliver more than, I don't know. Like I'd rather you. He was late, but at least he delivered.
Yeah, he was late, but it was fire as fuck.
Yeah, or he's
make it worth the wait.
But he doesn't do shit for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Would you rather deal with a smart ass or deal with a dumbass?
A smart ass.
Elaborate.
I probably would get annoyed as fuck, but I at least know that person's probably not goofy and like doesn't know us. Like I want to get shit done, so they might be a smart aleck through the process, but I know they're gonna get shit done. So.
Yep. Okay. So at least I know they ain't a goofy.
I can teach you.
All right. Chris Brown or Drake?
Chris Brown.
Elaborate.
What?
Yeah. What do you mean? What?
I just think that if we're going on, I think that if we're going on a global who sold more records idea, Drake. But like I think that Chris Brown's 10 times more talented. And between
you think he's more creative than Drake?
More creative?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a creative, yeah.
What?
This man paints. He dances.
Okay,
he
I didn't think
acts,
about him painting.
He sings. He raps.
Okay.
He's fashionable.
Okay.
Every girl wants him.
Okay.
God damn it. No, I say that, but I'm just saying. Drake can act.
Yeah.
Drake can sing. Drake can rap. I don't think that's kind of where Drake is just Drake. He is Drake. He is music
he's
right
an
now.
entity. Yeah.
But like,
you think Chris Brown is the?
I just think Chris Brown got fucked over with the situation.
Yeah, which we don't know the details.
We don't know the details on. I think that ever since that, it kind of kept.
It just put that. It tarnished his legacy for sure.
But I still think. I mean, I don't know. Drake makes a lot of great songs.
He does.
So does Chris Brown. But I think this once again now it's like who are they trying to put money behind? Like
Drake is a machine at this point.
Drake is
every new artist gets the Drake feature. So that's Warner Brothers or Sony saying, all right, your first $300,000 in this deal goes to the Drake feature. Exactly. Now you're on. Yeah. Like he's part of the
he's part of the machine. Yeah. And like I like Chris as just a human being. I think he's just a cool dude. Like he feels like he's being himself at all times.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I love that answer. That was dope. All right. Last question. Michael Jackson or Prince? I will let you elaborate.
I don't really know where to go with this one. I want to say
he wants to say both.
I will say this.
Okay.
Shout out to the motherfucking Midwest.
Okay.
Indiana, Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Minnesota,
yes.
Prince.
Yes.
Just put that out
Music was born in the Midwest.
Just saying that Ohio has it. The Ohio players, you got that. But you know, anyway.
Chi-town.
Chicago, but my fault. Man, you know what though? I think, damn. I gotta go with Michael Jackson probably. I think I gotta go with Michael Jackson. I think he's probably had the biggest effect on music and just overall influence. I think Prince people know who Prince is, but Prince was so private.
Yep.
And he wasn't like
as out there.
Yeah. So I think that
he probably didn't want to get treated like Michael.
Yes, exactly. So you don't really see because he's definitely an interesting human.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you if you probably behind the scenes, I mean. It's hard because the levels is like every big person that you see when you like watch their interviews and then someone asks like, oh, like do you have a Prince story? You have a Michael Jackson story? Mm-hmm. To have either of those stories is just like you're goated just for having a story.
Yep.
Because if they fuck with you, you doing something right.
Yeah. All right, so I got a question that I don't know how to put it on the list, but with you being from Chicago and then you're able to separate Chris Brown from his situation, how do you feel about R. Kelly and his music? Can you listen to his music? Should it be played? Are you able to separate the man from the art? Do you think it just needs to all go to hell and die?
I mean, the hard part to think about is like the music's great, but then if you think about like we're artists, we write. Yeah. So what was he writing about?
It all comes from a place.
Yeah.
Like even when you lying and exaggerating, that comes from a place.
Yeah.
It comes from a thought, and his thoughts were fucking horrible.
Yeah. So,
but some of his music, like one of my favorite songs of all time, is "You Are Not Alone" by Michael Jackson, which he wrote, and it's such an amazing record. Well, and luckily it came from somebody else, but he wrote it, so it's like.
But there's a thing that you think about too is that like he's written a lot of music for people too. Mm-hmm. So like as much as we're as a fan, as a listener, you're like, I'm not listening to R. Kelly no more. You might not listen to him.
Yeah,
vocally.
You are still listening. And the people that he influenced and worked with.
Yeah, so it's like you can't really erase anyone's legacy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I'm not personally listening to him like that. But it's not like I'm not putting him. But if the song comes on, if Ignition pops on in the club, I'm probably gonna. You know what I mean? But I'm not personally going out my way to listen to it.
No. Yeah. Yep.
So
Good answer. I think that's the right answer. No, there's
Nice
no
and
right
PC,
answer.
buddy.
Right, you know.
You're not gonna get me canceled, big guy.
Exactly. It's not what we came here
Yeah,
right at the
yeah.
end of the episode.
Like, right. I love the polygamy stuff, but he's like R. Kelly. He gotta go.
All right, man. That was dope. That was an hour 30. That was a good ass episode. We covered a lot. Feel like I really got to know you today. Like, this is dope. Like, I might have to sell this as a package. Like, hey,
man.
you come to the studio, we make songs, we get on the
think that'd be
podcast,
smart.
we kick it. We need to add like some food and drinks to the whole mix, and you know, a couple of them hookers you were talking about earlier.
What the hookers? I ain't never heard that word. In my
Right.
life.
But yeah, man, thank you, man. It's been a dope ass day. I appreciate you.
for having me.
Where can they find you?
ChiSongwriter, ChiSongwriter on all streaming platforms, on all social media. That's all you got to put in. You know what I mean? You can go to the website, same thing, www.ChiSongwriter.com.
Okay, break the name down. So Chicago, right? Is that the Chi?
Yeah, so when I first came up with the name, it was just like I was a kid and I was like kind of trying to like remember my roots.
Yeah.
But I also was shy.
Okay.
So it was kind of double
Oh,
entendre.
okay. SHY Chi.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
dope.
kind of like a double entendre. And then as I got older, I have posted on Facebook and changed my name to Shy Songs.
Oh,
just
nice.
Shy's Songs was just
This
like
is
my
before
Facebook.
Trey Songs.
No. This was just like literally I was just like saying
Oh,
on
okay.
Facebook that this is
Yep.
where you can find my music.
Yeah, people
Shy's
really think my name
Songs.
is Tone D Boss because it's
Yeah.
my Facebook name.
But I just put it on Facebook. I put Shy's 'S songs. Like this is where you can find my songs. Not thinking.
okay.
I wasn't thinking about
Okay.
it. And then people started calling me that.
Shy Song.
And then on Twitter, I had changed my name to Shy Songwriter because CHI wouldn't fit on Twitter like for me to have it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I need to like figure out how to like make my name stand out more, consistency, blah, blah, blah. Like, because CHI is just not going to fit for stuff.
Yep.
And so I just went with Shy Songwriter.
Nice.
And I write songs.
Hey, that helps too.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you for having, or
Thank you
for coming here. I appreciate.
Welcome to my podcast.
Yeah, you know, you done took over my damn podcast. Now it's like talking shy instead of talking top tier.
Talking Shy.
That's dope, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. And I definitely want to have you back. Appreciate you making some dope ass records. I can't wait to play those for people.
I can't wait to hear it.
Let's get it. All right,
Get
y'all.
it. Appreciate it.
Peace.